What's up, everybody? It's Andrew Schultz, and today's Brilliant Idiots is brought to you by Annapurna Pictures' new film, Detroit. On a summer night in 1967, amongst the chaos of the Detroit Rebellion, a group of young people were detained by the Detroit PD inside the Algiers Motel. By the end of the night, 3 of them would be dead. Innocent lives were lost, and an entire city changed forever. Starring John Boyega, Anthony Mackie, Al G. Smith, and directed by Catherine Bigelow. Detroit premieres in theaters August 4th. Before we get the show started, I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to be at the Acme Comedy Club this Thursday through Saturday in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So make sure you get your tickets for that. The Acme Comedy Club. And then I'll be I'm going to be in Buffalo, Helium Comedy Club, the 24th to the 26th of August. So the 26th, we're going to watch that Mayweather fight. Somebody let me know if you're in Buffalo. Let me know where I could come watch that fight right after the show. And Charlamagne will be joining us in a minute. He's just texting me right now. So today we are joined by none other than Wax, obviously. And we have another special guest who finally agreed to show up.
That's not fucking true.
It is true.
Why would
I got a bone to pick with you.
Go ahead.
Premium Pete.
Okay, why would you say that's true?
You were upset at me. You came out at me, furious, texting me, you fucks, this, that, the other.
Nice.
I'm the only one that wants you on the show.
Hey, well, really? So
I'm asking you to be on the show every week.
You want to be the only white person on the show.
I know, right? He's selfish motherfucker.
I'm a selfish person, but not because of that. I'm asking you to be on the show. I say, hey, man, Charlamagne's out of town. Would you fill in?
No, that's not exactly what happened. Now, you only believe.
You explain the situation. You may know the revisionist history.
You hear this fucking guy, Wax?
This really sound like y'all been married.
No, not married. Listen, you know who he's married to? Akash Singh. That's who he's married.
That's my hubby.
He left his girl.
That's my boo.
Let me tell you, ever since him and his girl broke up, I never seen him with another girl. I see him with Akash all the time.
I got everything I need in Akash.
I think he makes him that chicken.
Listen, Akash only had one partner too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's the two of us together forever, bro.
Listen, does he make you tandoori?
He doesn't make me tandoori. No, he doesn't. No, but this is something that's life, you know?
Okay.
You know when you had a boo when you were locked up? This is what I do when I'm outside of prison. You know what I mean? This is what I do in life.
Well, listen,
so what happened, though?
First of all, thanks for finally having me. We got to blame it on more persons than just you.
So initially you were supposed to come in, and then we had another person booked.
Another white person. Another white person. Yeah.
Adam, 22.
Adam. Yeah, shouts to Adam.
No Jumper podcast. Shout out to No Jumper. Make sure you guys check that out. So then he came in. You were upset at that, but you weren't upset at me.
No.
That wasn't on me. Who was that on?
When Charlamagne comes, I think I need to explain to him because he's the one who told me to fucking come that day. And he told me hit Paige. Right. You know? Yeah. Paige was right there. Yeah, lock it in. So I hit Paige ahead of time because, look, I know hip-hop. I know shit. And what I mean by that is it's all fucked up. It's always late. It's always discombobulated. Right? So I just hit. So before I come in, you know, because I moved out of Brooklyn now, you know, I live in the fucking Deers and the woods and shit like that. It's good. Bury a lot of bodies out there. It's not a problem. But the thing is, before I come places, I make sure I hit. So I hit Paige, and I was like, hey, look, you know, is everything still a go? Yeah, it's a go, no problem. Yeah. I come here, and who do I see? The warden, Chris Morrow, right? Warden, you know, and Chris Morrow's like, you know, we're not going to probably be able to get you on. I drove an hour and a half, tolls and gas for this motherfucker, right? And Charlamagne comes out. Charlamagne comes out with his fucking socks on. He just has no shoes, and he's looking at me. I'm like, this dick. I drove fucking an hour and a half.
So somebody owe you 30 seconds. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, man. What the fuck? No, but you know what?
I want you to come on.
Let me tell you something. It's not about Premium Pete. There's a lot of suspects.
Then what happened the week after that? I go, you know what would be great? If Pete came on next week, and then Chris goes, well, next week we have Reggie coming on, and Reggie and Pete have beef. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Premium Pete used to be a part of a show called the Comeback Jack Show.
Yes, sir.
And it was a larger cast at one point in time. It was you, Dallas Penn,
Just Blaze.
I think Matt Raz was involved.
Ben Hameen.
And slowly Reggie has been picking off people for the show. He has. He's been pulling a Kyrie. He wants to be the star. Reggie wants his own thing.
You know.
He don't want nobody around.
You know what? The Comeback Jack Show though.
I know. But here's the thing. So you were one of the last ones to go. Were you
Well,
the
A
last
King
one
is
to
still
go?
there. A King is still there.
A King is still there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
If you consider him a host, you know.
Why?
But he's
I've
still
never
there.
met A King. I don't
Well,
know.
met him
A King is
before.
behind the scenes dude, but yeah, he's been there from jump. He's the one that actually
But
told
is he
Combat to
on
do the
mic?
show.
Is he?
He's on mic. Yeah, he's on mic.
He's
Yeah.
on mic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not familiar. I gotta check.
He'll
out
be
some
gone soon,
Combat
right? Reggie will get rid of him.
Well, it depends how big he gets. You know, Premium Pete was probably starting to pop. Were you probably starting to pop?
I mean, look, I was popping before I came to the Combat Jack show, but the thing is this, you know, we had a lot of fun there. What are you trying to get out of this, Andrew?
Paint, bro. Reggie had
He
to
trying
get
to
you
start
out
a
the
beef.
paint, bro.
Here's the thing. His show, keep in mind, and I always thought this way, and we'll get into it, you know, depending how you want to talk about it, but his show was always self-entitled, The Combat Jack Show.
Yeah.
So when I really fucking thought about it, you know,
Not
I said,
even in Friends.
No.
You
Well,
didn't
I-
even get a friend. Joe Budden at least got. Wait, is it the Joe Budden show and Friends or just Joe?
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I have no idea.
So wait, you didn't even get the and Friends.
And
Or it was like
Friends.
featuring
No, I wasn't-
Premium Pete. You didn't get the little writing in italics.
You have
What about the little picture on the right
Nah,
side?
nah.
No, it was just Combat
Fucked
Jack show.
up.
Actually,
None of these fuck boys.
Actually, there was a couple of times where when we had like, you know, hey, listen, we sat down with some amazing people, LL, Chuck D, Ice-T. I mean, the list goes on, man. We sat down with so many people, and there were times where we used to have this guy named Theodis Jones, and he made like flyers, and then it would say the Combat Jack Show joined in studio by Premium Pete. Yeah, I remember that. Now that you think about it, you know?
Right.
Joined in studio, you know, sitting there holding his dick or whatever, you know. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Did
but
that
yeah.
bother you that you didn't get the?
No,
credit?
I never cared about that. I'll be honest with you. I'm one
Okay,
of the.
before we get into this Reggie beef, what's that? Is that yours buzzing?
Yeah.
Come on, have some respect.
Listen, you piece
You
of
do this
shit.
for a fucking
Combat came
living.
here and ate.
Have some respect. Turn off
And
your
that's a-
buzzer.
and that's-
Stop
that's a
texting.
strong
This is
ass
why we
buzzer.
cancel him 3 days in a row. He got the fucking phone on. These people that come from the Combat Jack Show, you got no etiquette.
What are you talking about? Reason
Combat
hey,
comes
first
in
of all, you
here,
gotta appreciate
eating
the
a fucking
Combat Jack Show.
tuna
Listen,
salad,
Dickie.
smacking his smacking
That's
his
not
mouth.
me. I
He's
don't
been
eat.
doing this shit for 17 years. 17 years he's been doing
He
podcasts.
hasn't been doing podcasts
right
for
into
17
the
years.
He's
That's
been doing it for 23 years.
No,
podcast.
no.
Before the internet, he was the first
No.
podcast.
First of all, I just want to say this. First and foremost, that's not true. Second of all, I want you, as a brilliant idiot, or more so an idiot, to
Yes,
to
I hold that part
no
down
to
to the show.
I want
I'm
you.
proud.
I want you to respect the Combat Jack Show for one reason, and I'm explaining
I
to you
don't
why.
respect it?
No, hold on, because you're saying these
You guys don't
from-
know how to act when you get out of the Combat Jack Show. In the Combat Jack Show, very professional.
but
you got LL, you got all these big guys. Then you hang out with the ruffians, you hang out with the peasants, and all of a sudden
I'm
you eat a
not
fucking
saying
tuna and a
that.
swa salad, and you're slapping your lips all over the fucking microphone.
I'm
you
saying the
got your thing
Combat.
buzzing.
I'm saying the Combat Jack Show help create a lot of other podcasts, including the Brilliant Idiots, with the helps of a lot of people like yourselves and Chris Morrow for sure. But the point I'm trying to make is that was the catalyst of everything. So we got to respect it.
Nobody said that.
So stop saying these guys aren't good.
Nobody said that they weren't good. Nobody said they weren't respected. All they're saying is you guys can't help but making noise when you go on other podcasts. You're trying to sabotage
fight or
us.
what? Like, what's going
No,
on?
we're not gonna fight.
Here's what I want to know.
Go ahead.
And this is something I've always, because we've known each other for a while, Pete. We're friends. I consider you a friend.
Absolutely.
We hang out outside of this podcast game every once in a while. Who are you?
That's a fucking weird question, but a great one.
No, I really don't understand. Like, how do you fit into this hip hop world? Why do you always have a guy with you, and it's a new guy every single time? Do you need protection? What's going on? Like,
You got a book
I don't
bag.
even know what's
You got a
going on. I
book
don't know
bag,
who
so
Ray
you got-
is. Ray does not look threatening. He's wearing capri pants, but he might be able to knock someone the fuck out. I
got
don't
a
know.
gun.
He could know some capoeira. I got no clue what Ray could be Brazilian. I have no clue.
First of all,
Every time I see you, it's a
fight?
new guy.
no. It's first of all,
You running a boys club or something like that? What's happening here?
Ooh, Penn State. I don't know nothing.
Wax.
You can't
First
listen
of all,
to me.
no,
Who listens to me anyway?
Okay.
Listen, you got a lot
okay?
of Akashas.
Don't let me show
You
up
just
with my
can't be
baseball
faithful.
gloves.
That's it.
I want no problems.
No. It's my homie Ray P. Listen, I'm always rolling with somebody.
That's Ray Pete.
Ray P. Yeah.
And then does everyone's name end in Pete?
No,
Do you
no.
have, like,
Ray
Sam
P.
Pete?
Like,
Ray P. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Nah, I always been the type of dude that, growing up, like, I always like to be around different people that I'm cool with. Like, if I'm cool with
You're
you,
cool with everybody. That's what I'm trying to understand.
I'm not
How
cool
do you
with
get
everybody.
cool?
I
You
am
know
cool with
everybody.
Be friends.
I mean,
you
I
have
know
all these friends. Everybody knows you. You're this
you can be cool with them, but
insider.
friends is different than being cool with somebody.
Of course. But I'm trying to understand, like, where do you get the leverage to become friends with all these people? Why are they friends with you? I've hung out with you. You're all right.
Yeah, no, that's because I didn't let you fuck me, probably, because you're fucking. That's why you're saying I'm alright. You know?
No. In all
that's
seriousness,
that's Akash's job.
Exactly. I can't be unfaithful to my boo. But no. Obviously, you're a great guy. But I've always been fascinated in how you're so intertwined in so many different circles: the sneaker culture, the hip hop culture. You're best friends with some of the most famous rappers in the world. Like, where do you meet these people? You're a kid that grows up in Brooklyn. I imagine amongst Italians.
Sure.
Well, first cocaine. Cocaine.
Oh, were you the connect?
No.
Come on, stop it.
No.
Come on, that's how you get a lot of friends.
I think that you're a very interesting person. I just never understood how you got there. Like, people won't know how Castro got to, Cuba.
I mean, I have no idea how he got to Cuba.
Well, he was born in Cuba, but that's a bad example. But you know what I'm saying.
No, well, first off, I grew up in Coney Island, so I did grow up from a different way than a regular Italian American would grow up.
It was more diverse.
There were more diverse. It was a melting pot.
Gotcha.
It was not only black people. It was fucking, Russian. It was Asian. No, a little bit. Very little. Okay. Spanish.
Gotcha.
Not sure if they were Dominican or Puerto Rican. I didn't see any mofongo around, so I have no idea. But the point I'm making is, growing up in Coney Island, really, honestly, and I credit it to this day, gave me just like a cultural, understanding of just being different, just being a regular Italian. I always say, listen, you fuck, you finally get me up here, and what are you wearing? A Michael Jackson fucking, what jacket is this?
Story.
Growing up in Coney Island, like I said, gave me a cultural difference than a regular Italian. I feel like if I grew up at, say, a regular Italian in Brooklyn, grew up in a Bensonhurst or a Howard Beach or a predominantly, Italian neighborhood, I would have most likely probably grew up racist. Grew up, growing up, like taught like, just taught different, just taught that, like how a lot of Italian families grow up like that. You know?
But how do you enter the hip hop world? How do you enter, like, why do you know Bun B? Why do you know these people? Like, why do you know Dallas? Why do you...
Combat Jack put him on.
Hell no. That's not, first of all, Charlamagne.
That answer, Charlamagne already stirring up the pot.
Yo,
Pete, what's up, my brother?
Listen,
how are you, man?
First of all, you finally get me up here and you're fucking getting a manicure and a fucking pedicure.
I didn't know y'all
Second
started.
of all, I just want to let you know I've been bothering Andrew about this. Ever since his girl dumped him, he picked up men, and no disrespect, it's 2017. What? He's dating Akash Singh.
Who hangs out with more random dudes than Pete? I told every single week he got a new random dude with him, okay?
Oh, that's not true. That's my man Ray, yeah.
And you know what his real name? He's called Ray Pete. They have
Ray Pete, not Pete.
Every single name. What's your name, bro? Ray Pete. That's what I told you.
Ray Pete.
The last one was Stan Pete. We had Jordan Pete in here. You name them all.
Isaiah.
Bro, you the original R. Kelly. You got these dudes trained out.
Ray Pete does sound similarly close to
Ray
rapist.
Pete.
Ray Pete. It's a little rapist.
That sound a little rapist.
You a piece of shit. I swear to God, man.
Can you tell us how the fuck you fit into hip hop? I need
First
to know.
of all, there's no such thing as fitting into hip hop. Like even like when people ask me.
Avoiding these questions.
No, I'm not avoiding them.
Pete knows all these people in hip hop.
He's trying to answer you.
You ain't fucking listening.
I did
listen, douchey. Let me tell you. Let me explain to you. Even like in sneakers, when people are like, yo, how did you get into sneaker culture? When you ask people like that been collecting for so many years, or that have been around like a Clark Kent, or even look back to like a Fat Joe, or you look back to like people who collected sneakers, at a time where it wasn't really like that.
Right.
There's so many other people, but the point I'm trying to make is when people ask, how did you get into sneaker culture? It's not like you just like fucking sign up, like, oh, I'm going to sign up for it. You're of the culture. So when you're of the culture, that's how you get in. So it's not like you
so
just
the culture was built around you.
No. What I mean by that is
you started sneakers.
You started sneakers, Pete.
No,
I'm trying to trap you with that one.
No. What I mean is you don't sign up for an application.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? When people always ask me, how did you get into sneaker culture? I never say, I didn't sign up for it. I'm of the culture. You know what I mean? Of the culture of these.
So for people who don't know you.
I think people respect you when you have a wealth of knowledge too, because sometimes like if I meet you and we start having a conversation and you are talking to me about hip-hop or even sneakers on a level I can relate to, if not more,
sure.
I'm like, oh, he knows what he's talking about.
Sure.
If you know what you're talking about, you have the culture.
Sure, no, and I think it's most importantly, too, just being...
So you were always into sneakers, basically.
Always,
that's another thing people
always
don't
into
know.
lifestyle.
So
like
you were always into being fly.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then people noticed that you were fly, and they were like, "Listen, I like this guy. He's an influencer." Maybe
nobody was calling it no influencer back in the day. They were just calling it.
That's what we would call it now.
I mean,
P's got those. Those are hot. I want to rock those.
Yeah, but not even in the sense of sneakers. Like I think because anybody could buy anything these days. Like tomorrow we can make somebody, and what I mean by that is like me and you and Charlamagne put together $30,000, go to fucking Flight Club, buy a bunch of fucking sneakers.
They could look hot.
And we call this kid named Deadstock Tom. Next thing you know, we put him on the internet. This guy's posting him on his IG. You ever heard Deadstock Tom? He's been collecting for 30 years.
Yeah.
How do you know if he's fucking true anymore? Today you could just buy things. Even like for instance, like say like a couple of and I don't even want to say white guys, but a couple of people like that Charlamagne becomes cool, and maybe Charlamagne starts playing golf with people, right? So they think, oh, this guy Charlamagne's cool, he's hip hop, and these people aren't cool. All they need to do is figure out an outfit. Maybe they get Jordan 1s, get Yeezys. Now all of a sudden, Charlamagne, I'm not saying you do, but you may look at him like, oh, okay, he's kind of knows what the fuck is going on, or kind of knows how to dress to fit. It's too easy these days.
So people are wearing a costume.
I think so, yeah.
A costume of the culture.
I think it's so easy these days. Yeah, I mean, if you look around, you'll see that for yourself.
Like in certain things, you'll see a person wear, and you just assume they're a part of the culture. Like I look at you, you got a T-shirt that says "Cream" with the dots. That's an acronym. So, he knows. He must be a Wu-Tang fan. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, yeah. Basically,
if I see you in some Yeezys, I'm like, oh, he's rocking Yeezys. He must be of the culture. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, people just assume. I think
Yeezys. I assume that you're from China.
No, I think people just assume. I mean, keep in mind too, like, and I don't know how it was in North Carolina, South Carolina, but growing up, I feel like in New York City, you kind of like through hip hop, I feel like you knew what people look like. You know what I mean? Like people look hip hop. You know what I mean? Like if you look like a square, you were a square. And I think it's hard to tell the difference because even and no disrespect to the squares because some of them are nice guys, but even them are putting the fit on of like a jogger pants or a Jordan 1. Or you could go designer now and people appreciate you. Bro, here's the thing. Look, I don't know. I just believe in when you ask me why do people fuck with me. I just think that I'm a very heartfelt dude. Like I'm very like authentic of how I carry myself. I believe in building relationships. You know what I mean? I believe in really building relationships. Like when you ask me about Bun, like we met through sneakers.
So like, you met a lot of people through the sneakers.
Through this, absolutely.
And you were invested in sneakers before Kanye made them hot. According to him,
I don't know. I mean, if you say so. I mean, you know.
Doesn't Kanye credit himself for making Jordans hot?
Not Jordan.
Yeah, he said Adidas,
he jumped. Yeah.
Adidas jumped over the Jumpman.
No, but even before that, he was like, "I was the first one rocking the retro
No, I think Don C was saying something like that. That they were wearing Jordans before anybody, but they were from Chicago. Absolutely.
But Jordan didn't make Jordans hot.
No, I mean maybe he didn't. I don't know.
No, that could make sense. I mean, if you think about, I never thought about it in that context, but being that they were in Chicago at that time,
most definitely.
And they're of a certain age, they probably was walking them Jordans, or the first Jordan 1s before anybody else.
I mean, you look at Don C, and then you look at
too many people wear Jordans now. It's over.
It'll never be over.
I can't.
You know why Jordans will never be over? You know why Jordans will never be over? Because some of the most poorest people and richest people find addictions to them. And what I mean by that is, hold on. Let me tell you. Think about it. Think about the Mexican community. I know personally so many people who don't, some Mexicans that don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you'll see them with fucking Jordans. You know what I'm saying? They're quick.
I peed on myself yesterday, right? I pissed on myself in the truck, right? But I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad, right? I had on some black Rock Nation sweatpants, some black Jordan 12s. Mm-hmm. Now, I peed on myself in the truck.
Yeah.
So it went all down my pants into my J's. You think I'm throwing them J's out? Absolutely not.
Wait, you peed on yourself in the car?
In the truck yesterday.
That's pretty disgusting.
Who was driving?
Me.
So you did it while you were driving? I wasn't in the car.
Yeah, I went to.
Yeah, that's
well, he would have peed on you then.
Well, no, yeah, I went to the.
Yo, Wax, hold my dick so I can pee out the window real quick.
No, you know what it was? I got into my town, and like I know how my town works. It's, it's a small town, so I already had lunch. Usually, I'd run up in the Subway spot to go grab a sandwich or something. I already had lunch, so usually when I go to Subway, I take my piss and I'm good.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop by the bank, and then someone go home. In the bank, teller's taking forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was fucking with me because she saw me kind of like doing like I got a pee dance. You know what I'm saying, right? So she was just taking forever, right? I'm like, why the fuck she taking so long? So then I go outside and I'm like, yo, should I pee in the parking lot? But I didn't want to pee in the parking lot because it's broad daylight. And if you get caught peeing in New Jersey,
that's a sex offense.
You got to register as a sex offender.
Really?
Right? So I didn't pee outside. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to drive back to the Subway because that's closer to my crib, right? So I get to the Subway. And it's a fucking police car blocking the entrance to the Subway because they're doing construction on the goddamn road.
It's over.
And my dick was talking to me, right, as I'm driving. My dick is like, you better hurry the fuck up, motherfucker.
Is this
right?
dick talk?
I got the fuck dick talk. He was like, you better hurry the fuck up. So when I got to that subway and I saw that police car, my dick was like, oh, you playing? And and I peed on myself
In the car.
in the car.
Now, what cover? What kind of seats? Leather?
Black leather seats.
Will it
Yeah.
absorb the pee or no?
I gotta go get the car clean. I went to go get it clean yesterday, but the detail place was closed in where I live at, so I'm gonna go today and get it cleaned up.
Damn, bro, that's real.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You know when I gotta hear it? I hear it on the radio, and guess what I'm doing?
What? Driving the fucking car?
Listen, and then when I got home, right, I told my wife about it last night. My wife ain't asked me nothing else other than where the clothes. I said in the hamper. She said, if you don't get them motherfucking pissy ass
Now
clothes
you
out
gonna
the
get peed all
goddamn
over the other
hamper
clothes.
and put them shit in the washing machine.
Bro, that is so true, man. For men, once clothes are dirty, they're dirty. It don't matter what they have. It could be a little bit of the street or a whole shit could be in the underwear. I'll just throw it right in the hamper. Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, them J's got piss in them, but them shit ain't getting thrown out because they J's.
Okay, fair enough. My point is like, and to what you were saying, everybody has Jordans right now. And I think the nice thing about Jordans is there is this exclusivity to them, right? And I remember once, the moment of my life where I stopped wearing any Jordan after a 1, as I had on some True Blue 3s, and I ordered some food, I ordered pizza, and the delivery boy had the same Jordans as me. And I was like, these are no longer exclusive.
You should have heard his story. You should have asked him, how did he get the money
you
for
never
those
know.
Jordans? That motherfucker might have been hustling for 2 years at that pizza place to get them.
You gotta
True
have a
Blues.
heart, Andrew.
For word up. You should have asked him his story. I bet you would have appreciated it more if you'd have heard his story.
You know, I might have appreciated it real more.
You should have asked him how he got them shit.
I'd be like, listen, no.
Man might have told you he sucked a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
He say, I delivered a pizza to this guy, and the wealthy dude in Manhattan. He asked me to give him a blowjob for a couple $100. I really wanted these
Now I'm
Jordans.
definitely going to give away my Jordans because these are dick sucking Jordans. I'm not going to have people thinking I'm out here sucking dick to get
So
Jordans.
pizza guy, wait, hold on,
True
hold on.
blows.
Wait,
True blow 3.
So wait, so a pizza guy wearing Jordans, that means that like, because I used to think about it when I see bums in New York City. You'll see bums wearing Jordans, hobos wearing
unbelievable.
Are
Spizikes.
they real though?
Yeah, absolutely. Because people
Okay.
probably gave it to them.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I used to tell one of my friends, like, whenever you see like a homeless person wearing the Jordans, that's when you know you can't wear that particular Jordan anymore.
Yeah, so
Because it's a hobo Jordan. Hobo
point,
Jordan, man.
Okay, look, the reason we're wearing the Jordans is to feel better than other people.
No, that's not
the
true.
whole-
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
That may be
Let's
you.
Just peel back.
No, there's no peeling back
Peel
on
back.
that. I don't know what
Let's
you're
just
talking
Peel
about.
back the
and let's
skin
let's
off
peel
the dick,
back,
please.
Yeah. Peel back the foreskin. Let's keep it real here. The idea of any exclusive item, be it a car, be it a sneaker, be it a piece of clothing, anything exclusive is I have this, you don't have this. I feel better than all of you because I have this. That's the whole.
That's not true.
I don't think so, bro.
That's not true.
I see what you're saying because some people
I hated Michael Jordan growing up. I still bought his sneakers. I was a New York Knicks fan.
You
I
just a piece of
hated
shit.
that
But that's because
motherfucker.
they really dope.
Well, first of all,
so
people,
dope.
Jordans are
When you were
dope,
young,
man.
bro.
Bro,
Oh my
I never had a pair.
Dope.
I never had a pair.
That's the
Once.
thing that we keep forgetting. Like, it ain't about Michael Jordan being Michael Jordan. The sneaker just looks better than every other shit out there.
But it's also because Michael Jordan wore it.
Well,
Like, he was so good, he defined what a sneaker was supposed to look
Steph
like.
Curry good as a motherfucker. You'll never catch
Nah.
them Under Armour shitty.
I almost did,
All right, ain't no 73 and 9s will ever be on my
Well,
finger.
keep in mind. Keep in mind. I'll tell you this story too. In Bensonhurst, when I moved, I lived in Coney Island until I was 14. Then after that, I moved to Bensonhurst. Bensonhurst was full Italian, right? So it's funny that I saw the impact of Michael Jordan at the time because there would be Italian guys that you know were racist, that you know didn't like black people. Full Jordan the fuck out. Headband, fucking sneakers, Jordan shorts, fucking wristbands, everything.
Used to call me
Love the guy Jordan, but don't love black people.
Dude.
Damn.
Well,
Think about that.
See, it is a weird thing, but I always thought sports were like the great equalizer in America. Like sports, you could maybe argue have done more for race relations than anything in America.
Sports,
because
drugs, and sex.
maybe well, definitely sex for sure. Maybe drugs, but like think about it. You got Boston, like racist ass Boston, right? Rooting for Bill Russell. Like Bill Russell brought 11 championships to Boston. You know, like it's hard to think you're better than somebody that you know is better than you.
Bill Russell said he experienced mad racism in Boston.
Of course. But at the same time, I guarantee Bill Russell had a lot of white people going, all right, maybe we're not better than black.
But you know that's because I think for those moments you watch somebody and you're just in awe of their talent.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But
It's like,
especially
everything
sports.
else is subjective. Sports are not subjective. Like if you see an essay or a song someone wrote, you could easily go, like you could listen to a Migos lyric, and if you're a racist white guy, you're like, see, this isn't music. Tchaikovsky is music. Beethoven is music. This is nonsense. But basketball, you either score and win, or you lose.
Exactly.
until Allen Iverson came around.
Well, look at somebody like Kevin Durant.
You don't think some Philadelphia motherfuckers fuck with Iverson?
The problem with Iverson was he looked like everything people hated. You know what I'm saying?
He looked cool to me.
And never changed.
Chilling.
Hello?
He looked
Still
cool to me.
chilling.
What are you doing?
I
Get off the phone,
No,
man.
somebody
I'm
coming.
fucking late.
Somebody
Pick up
coming.
the goddamn
No, somebody
phone.
coming to
That's
show us
What the fuck
something.
is going on here?
I
This
don't
is how
know.
you run Brilliant Idiots?
Yeah, I don't know this guy, man.
Hey,
Somebody
listen.
coming to show us something, so I'm think that's them.
I don't know. Anyway, point is, do you
Well-
have herpes?
You're a dick.
What?
Why would I have herpes?
Listen, we
Hold on. I
It's a
did.
certain number. It's a
What do you
certain
mean? Why
number
would you have
you're supposed
herpes?
to have.
One in
I'll
three
give you a
people.
bunch of reasons why you
One
might
in
have
three
herpes.
people have herpes.
Ray Pete.
Do you have herpes?
Stan Pete.
1, 2,
Alpha
3,
Pete,
4, 5,
Alex
6,
Pete.
7, 8.
Okay.
We got 8 people in this room. And how many? One out of
One out of 3. So according to the statistics, 2 people in this room got it.
Wax got double herpes.
He does. He does.
There's no way I got herpes.
Yo, Wax had a
I'm
cold sore on
straight.
his mouth so
You know
crazy
how many
one
long
time.
ago that was?
That's type A, bro.
That was mad long ago.
That's type A.
Mad long ago.
Okay, so this girl said Usher gave her herpes. We needed to have this conversation though. Which type? Is it type 2 or type 1?
I don't know the difference.
Definitely genital.
It better be general. You're not
That
getting
was
1
general.
million for one.
1 million. Oh, you didn't hear about the new girl.
40
10 million.
You didn't hear about the new girl suing
She
her.
want
The
40.
new girl was suing him for 10 because she said she was exposed to it. 10, right? When she was
Yeah.
exposed. She went and got tested. She actually got it. 20.
20 million for herpes. Sign me up, bro. Usher,
really?
you can wipe your dick on my
Hold
dick
on,
for
but
20 million.
what is herpes?
You
Like,
kidding
what,
me?
it just sores?
Fuck.
That shit you had on your mouth was herpes.
Bullshit.
That's,
No.
That was
That's
mad
what
long
herpes
ago.
is.
No, look,
I shouldn't
two
have tried to
types
pop
of
it.
herpes.
That's
man.
all.
2 types of herpes. Type 1 is the one you get on your mouth. If you don't have type 1 herpes, you're a nerd. Everybody has type 1 herpes.
What you
You ain't got
mean?
no pussy in your life. Type 1 herpes is you just have a pimple on your
You
lip.
always got shit on your lip.
First of all, no.
Yes.
Okay, but every person in here has had a pimple on their lip, guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's like it's something
Just
like
don't pop it.
Something like 90% of the population has it, or 98. It's like absurdly high. Type 2 is the shit on your balls and penis.
Is it?
Yeah, that's genital. That's genital
Genital
herpes.
herpes is we do not fuck with, and that's what Usher's out here giving. But 20 million, you better.
But
have some
how long can you
volcanoes on your
live?
dick.
How long
Say
can you
what?
live with it?
Live with what?
Herpes.
Oh, not long at all. You die. You
Sheesh,
die
yo.
fast.
So you telling me that fucking Usher about to die?
Not Usher because he's like Magic Johnson. He beat herpes.
Oh, he got money.
Usher needs to own herpes the way Magic owned HIV in the 90s.
Hey, listen,
bro.
Dallas Penn has said it best. Magic Johnson doesn't. He has financial aids. You know, that's what he has. Financial aid.
Now you can live like Magic. Now, that's mad people with AIDS living right
I
now.
just want to point out that Dallas Penn did not say it best with that.
Financial aid.
Bro, I'm gonna throw your phone out.
No,
the
you're not.
fucking window.
Bro, what is going on here?
So basically, what happens is this:
Damn, this is worse than the Reggie one. Holy shit.
Usher gives herpes. This better be a great surprise that comes in. Better be a great surprise. So
Usher. USHERPES. This is my thing for Usher, right? This is what Usher needs to do. This is what Usher needs to do. Usher needs to motherfucking own this shit the same way Rihanna got the Navy, the same way Beyonce got the Beehive, Sierra got
What's
the
the
Crickets. That's Rihanna's crew.
Usher got the herpes.
Usher should, it should be the Ush Herps.
Oh, I thought it was like a
The Ush Herps, baby.
That
The
is
Ush Herps. USHERPES. You good.
You out there
You know
fucking
why?
people's life up.
Think about. See, this is my thing. I'm always trying to figure out the audience that nobody is catering to. As soon as you represent for something that's not being represented,
A lot of people got
motherfuckers are going to
herpes.
support
Oh,
you, bro.
shit.
You come out and you be like, "Look, I got
Get some
herpes.
paraphernalia.
It is what it
Get
is."
some shirts.
Yo.
Motherfuckers may not like be loud with you,
But-
it'll be some silent auction shit like,
Be some Trump supporters.
boom,
Yeah,
You're gonna have
yeah.
Trump
boom,
supporters.
boom.
Your album's gonna sell. Nobody's gonna be in the front row of your concert.
Nah, nigga, motherfuckers will still come.
Shit, not me.
You know why? Because they'll come up with some shit like, "Don't
It's
herpes
not
shame him."
contagious.
Let me tell you this: if I'm in the front row and Usher does a move and a little sweat hits me on the
Ooh,
fucking
it's contagious like that?
I'm not risking it. You gonna risk it?
Hold on. So you telling me somebody say you got herpes, you're not gonna touch that person no more?
If you got herpes,
We probably, Andrew, you've touched somebody with herpes before.
You touch somebody with
Guaranteed.
AIDS, man.
Guaranteed you've shaken the hand of somebody with herpes.
Yeah, but I'm
Guaranteed
not-
you've hugged a girl with herpes.
You-
yeah,
before.
but I'm not.
You ate a
not,
girl
not
pussy
first
with
of all,
herpes.
First of all, genital herpes, no.
Guarantee it.
Yes, you
1 in
did.
3 people.
Have genital herpes,
Bro, we meet people that got herpes every day, HIV every day. We have no idea.
Yuck.
By the way, once
Ignorance
again,
is
this is
bliss,
Charlamagne talking. I don't know anybody with HIV in real life. Right?
I really don't
My
know.
neighbor died of that shit, yo.
Oh, okay.
When I was growing up, he died of that shit.
I don't know anybody with
It's not
herpes.
a common cold.
Nobody
You should
admits
be able to
this
see
shit
this
in real
shit.
life.
Come on.
Think about it. Who do you know that's walked up to you and be like, I got herpes, man?
I mean, has Usher even admitted it?
no.
If I was Usher, I'd say, yo, this girl chilling. She fucked
Yeah,
someone
she
else.
If I was
wild.
Usher, I wouldn't say shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
chill
point?
out, Usher. Stay out the way, bro.
What's the point?
Because how do we know that she got it from him? There's no way to track that exact version of herpes.
Usher, we don't give a fuck about your confessions right now. All right?
Yo, that's what we need to talk about for real. How you know how rappers out here lie about they lie in their lyrics. They say they're doing gangster shit they're not doing. They say that they're fucking girls that they're not fucking. They say they got money that they don't have. R&B singers keep it fucking real in their music. Okay. We have R. Kelly talking about banging little kids, AJ, nothing but a number.
He ain't never came out and said he was a pedophile, though.
But he alludes to it. He was
Yeah,
AJ,
hiding
nothing
in
but a
plain sight.
number.
He says he's the Pied Piper.
The Pied
He said
Piper.
he's the
Yeah.
Pied Piper. You got Usher, Let It Burn. These are my confessions. You got all these
These are
STD
my
shit.
infections.
These are boom. Now
think he got herpes too? You
MJ,
think
pretty
he got
young
herpes?
thing. You fucking with little kids. R&B singers keep it very real, man.
Not real enough.
Well, R&B. If
Absolutely.
R&B ever like faced off against hip hop, you have to say that R&B win. If you think about it, I'm gonna tell you why. Because R&B is more fit. R&B, most of those guys are all fucking fit, right? You know, keep in mind, you think about it, they're in the gym, they got the six pack.
So they get more pussy.
Right? Well, definitely more pussy.
In a
Not
fight.
all of them, though.
Most of hip hop
Dream
could
is
be
a
out of
Dream
shape.
weighs like 400 pounds.
Well, Dream got man titties, but the thing is,
don't come after
but he's
me,
a
so to
talented
see it.
motherfucker. You know, like people put up with certain things. Like you're a douchebag, but you're a good guy. You understand?
all-time low because not every girl's gonna fuck every guy.
That's not true.
What the fuck you talking about? Nobody's fucking you.
Hold on.
Who is this?
Pedophiles will be
you're-
here
my
till
brother.
the end of day,
I know
the
it's
end
your
of this
brother.
world, because not every girl wants to fuck every single guy on the planet. So it's just it's always
He went to
gonna be
counseling.
natural.
Greg finally went to
He was
counseling.
touched. He was touched. as a
Great
kid.
thing.
I think, yo,
this is what
Charlamagne,
Greg's
I
saying.
think he was touched as a kid. I'm sorry.
He gonna beat
Greg
you up.
fuck you up.
Hey, listen.
Keep it up, Greg. He's going to
listen.
fuck you
Ray not
up.
gonna help you.
Yo, I'm
Greg,
telling
tell
you,
you
man.
that.
Pete, Greg is going to
Yeah, I
fuck
don't
you
know
up.
what you're doing right now.
Greg, Greg been to jail too.
I don't know what you're doing right now, Pete.
Chill
On the
out.
wrong trigger word. You
First of all,
Pete, chill, Pete.
First of all, hold on.
Change the subject.
No, Pete, chill. Pete, chill out.
Sing
Pete.
Amazing Grace,
Chill.
man. Sing Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
There you go.
All right. Listen.
Okay, what the point Greg was
Yeah,
trying
I think
to
what
make.
Greg was saying was every woman isn't going to fuck every guy. So it's going to be pedophiles because guys are going to prey on the easy targets, which would be young-ass kids.
So do you think that pedophiles do it because it's easy, or do you think that they have something fucked up in their
it's
wiring
fucked
that
up,
makes
well.
I
someone
think
want to have
both.
sex with kids?
There's a lot of easy girls out here, bro.
That's
think
that's a
both.
good point. So some of them are preying on younger girls because they're easier. Some have fucked
I think
up
it'd be
wiring.
harder to smash a younger girl who never had sex before. It'd be the other lady probably horny, so she'd be
No, it's
easier
a
to
little
fuck.
kid that not going to tell you no. They're not going to tell you no.
You
They're
can
not.
manipulate them, yeah.
There's no defense. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
just pull them in the
crazy. Then
fucking
they
room
sick
and start
then.
touching on them.
They sick.
Mike Tyson. I heard something today. Mike Tyson said when he was 8, some dude grabbed him and pulled him in a fucking room and started
Yikes.
fucking molesting.
Sure, yeah, he was
Yikes.
definitely molesting.
Wait, really?
Yeah, at 8.
Yikes.
This is Mike Tyson.
Hey,
At
that's
8.
probably why he was knocking people the fuck out.
Who was that guy that took him in? Didn't somebody take him in? I forgot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, the-
Customato.
that white guy.
Customato.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he spoke before about how much pain he endured and how much he was going through and the issues
Sheesh.
that Mike was going through. So I'm not sure if it was
I'll be knocking people
counseling.
the fuck out all the time, too.
But that that goes to show you too. You know what it goes to show you too, and I always speak about this, man. It goes to show you when most kids don't grow up with parents, particularly their father. A girl doesn't grow up with a father in the house; she always has daddy issues. A guy doesn't grow up with a father; he wears the weight of it, on his shoulders. It happens. Think about your certain friends. I want anybody listening to think about certain friends that may happen to. When it happens like that, it fucks them up, man. Jay-Z said it before: "Sins of a father make your life 10 times harder."
Yeah.
Who's this
I thought that
guy?
was Matt Raz.
Or
Matt gained
I
weight.
got some business we gonna talk about. In a minute.
Okay, all right. What's up? How you doing, Pat?
It's brilliant idiot's business.
Okay,
Why is his nipples hard?
Pat,
Why you looking at his nipples, bro? What the fuck,
Fucking Charmaine's bringing in
you about to be 3 feet. Pat Pete. We got Ray Pete.
You looking at your man nipples? What's
This
up,
how he
man?
brings them in. You see how he brings them in?
Hold up. Listen,
That's not what I noticed when Pat walked in the room.
Not at all.
I'm
I didn't know you had nipples.
I'm explaining to you. Hold up.
Yeah.
First of all, it took me you guys fucking Chris
guys
Morrow
gotta get
fucked
Pat.
me
We gotta
around to
get
get
Pat
on
on
the
the
brain.
video.
I
Do you
come
have Pat
here.
on the video?
Hold
He
up.
got a
Looks
cream
like an
shirt
internet
on.
hacker.
And he got a cream shirt on.
Hold up. The CIA. This motherfucker is in all of your
First
emails.
of all, you make me wait for forever.
Yeah.
You make like I'm invited.
You
Then
were
make-
late.
You make like I was invited, right?
Pete,
Then you
by
make
the
me
way,
wait
Chris
forever.
tried to front on you again
He
today.
did. I know he did.
I
'cause
text Chris and said,
he's
stop
a-
fronting on
I
Pete.
like Chris, but he's a piece of shit.
Pete
Listen.
sent us a group text, and it was like, should we have Pete on or Nori? And I go, Chris, stop fronting on Pete.
That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
He was gonna do it again to you this
Yeah,
week.
he was.
fucked up.
He was, and you know what? Here's the thing. To the guy who just walked in, you know,
Pat, yeah.
right?
Stop acting like you don't know his name. You know his titties.
Now you know his boobs. You know his boobs.
The guy came in with hot nipples. Charlamagne was on the phone with him.
Listen, you know how this is real quick. You know how much he's looking at his nipples? He got a wife beater on under the shirt, and you still managed to
Pat,
find
how the
nipples.
fuck
under
you see
there.
his
Pat, would you like to
man?
defend yourself?
How the fuck
Yeah,
you see
talking
his
to this
nipples,
mic right here.
man?
Let him speak in the mic, Wax. Yeah.
Pat, what's up, Pat?
I'm Pat Shand. I write comics and novels. I have hard nipples today.
Yeah.
And yes, that's the bio.
Pat, I didn't mean no
Tell him some of the
disrespect.
stuff you wrote, Pat.
Avengers, Iron Man. Oh, sit down. Holy
Yeah.
shit. All right. Wow. How's it going?
I'm good, Pat.
Avengers, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy,
You wrote those movies or comic books?
novels.
You wrote
Nice.
comic novels.
Right.
Holy shit.
You
those
draw
are some
too,
big
right?
ones.
I don't draw. No.
Oh, okay.
I hire artists out to draw my work.
Got you.
Look at you, you're a big shot now, huh?
What are you currently working on now?
See him flirting, bro? You see
I
Pete
got,
flirting?
I
Damn,
got
Pete
an
is really
Avengers novel
kicking
coming out
game.
today. Dropping
Pat's
today.
got an Avengers novel coming out today.
No way.
Charlamagne, hold
Serpent
up.
Society.
No disrespect to anything going on here, but thing is this: you were on the phone, you answered the phone, you still don't have it on silent. You answered the phone. Now this is your podcast, so whatever you decide to do with it, God bless. But you answered the phone a couple of times. I'm thinking you got a hottie walking in. Walks in a 3 feet guy with a flop on his fucking with hard fucking nipples.
It's true.
Hey Pat, let me ask you, Pat. Let me ask you, Pat. When is the last time? When is the last time you
Yo,
got
that
laid,
was so
Pat?
funny.
Are you married?
I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Did you have sex yet, though?
Of course.
Okay. Now, because some people wait until they get married to have sex.
Yeah, Pete waited
Don't
until
wait.
he met Ray.
No.
You test drove that car before you bought it, right?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask something. Do you ever prepare for divorce?
No.
The reason why I say that for prepare for divorce. And I'm explaining to you why. Hold up, I'm gonna tell you. Get yourself a side. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you, Pat. I'm gonna tell you something.
You know Premium Pete?
No.
Nice to meet you, Pat.
How's it going?
This
Nice
is
to
how
meet you.
Pete grooms.
No.
men. I'm
Hold on.
telling you, just
Hold on, I'm
watch.
gonna tell you.
He's trying to neg you. He read The Game by Neil Strauss. He's giving you a lot of negs.
Okay.
Bring your self-esteem all the way
Charlamagne,
down.
you can learn something from this. Hold up, I'm gonna tell you something. You can learn something. And Andrew can't because he just likes men.
Yeah,
Nothing's
I'm
wrong with that,
done.
but
I
whatever.
don't know how to charm men.
Check this out. You always get yourself a side account, okay? I'm explaining to you why. You never know what could happen in life. You get married to a girl. I've been married. I've been divorced. I'm on my way back. But I'm explaining to you. You never know what can happen, right? Here you go. You get married,
You say
right?
get a side account?
You get a side account where you put money in, not a side dude. I'm explaining to you why.
Yeah.
Side dude.
Not a side dude. Hold on.
Why would you even be thinking about that?
I'm
right
explaining
now?
to you. I know it's sad to
You
think like
about
that.
to be Pat Pete.
Yeah, I'm
so
explaining
quick,
to you.
You don't even know, bro. You're already Pat Pete.
Hold on. Divorce lawyers are making the most money now, more than ever. Okay. So the amount and the rate of people getting divorced is so quick. People get married just to get divorced. Okay, I know it sounds crazy. Keep in mind the analogy behind it. People get a wedding for $50,000-$60,000 and then go live in an apartment. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is the whole analogy is all fucked the fuck up. Right? I've been married before. I've seen so many people. Again, this is another situation. People listen and think about people in your family. My cousin's been divorced twice. I know my next door neighbor's been
Why are you
divorced.
being such a pessimist?
No.
Pat's married.
No, I'm not being that.
let the
Hold
man
up.
get
Hold
married,
up. I just want
bro.
to tell you. I just want to give you some manly advice.
Okay.
Right? Here's the thing. She ain't gonna listen to this, so don't worry about it. Get yourself.
No, she is. She is.
Fuck.
for sure.
Okay. Well then.
But I've been engaged before. I broke it off because it wasn't right. But this is right. So
Okay.
I think you
I'm
should
diving in.
You should absolutely do whatever you want to do and don't take any advice from.
Well,
Premium.
hey, I'll give it a short story.
Advice
You
from Premium Pete ends up with.
Pete, you don't know what a short story is.
No, I'll give it a short story. You never know what could happen. You never know what can happen. So let me ask you something. One day you get into
Here's
a
a
fight.
short story.
Charmaine, you should think about that shit too.
No,
you've
I'm not
been with
thinking about divorce.
You've been with your fucking lady forever, right? And God
19
bless her.
years.
God bless her, right? But things I'm sure you've been into plenty of fights. Money
Just
doesn't
tell us
fucking
what's on
change
your
that.
mind. You trying to get divorced from
If
your
I
girl?
do
No,
get a
I'm
divorce,
not even married again.
If I do get a divorce, I want to get a divorce like soon, because I still want to have me some fun.
She's
I'm
coming for
telling you-
all that money.
I'm telling you right
She's
now.
coming for all that money.
You don't want to see single Charlotte out here in these streets. That's not
No,
what
he'll
the
be in
streets-
everybody's IG DM.
I'm gonna have herpes by 2019.
What's taking you so long, bro? All you need to do is go to Atlanta. Usher fuck half of ATL.
Here's the
Every
thing.
girl in Buckhead got type 2 herpes, guaranteed.
In Atlanta, here's the thing: people don't prepare for death. Just like a lot of us in hip hop, particularly, a lot of us in this
I
culture
got life
don't.
insurance.
You do. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Okay, think about that. You know,
We're thinking about it.
well, he's not thinking about it. He grew up in a fucking privileged home.
Pete,
The point again.
now I see why you and Combat Jack didn't work. You was thinking about leaving him from the start.
No.
Like that's what
Yeah,
this sounds like.
See, now you're being a dick. Now you're being a dick.
Oh, yeah, let's get
Yo.
to it. Let's get to it
Now-
for real.
all I'm saying is this: you prepare yourself.
Talk about you, Pete.
You-
Talk
Okay,
about you.
Let's pay some bills and come back and let's. I know Pete doesn't want to talk about Combat Jack.
I think we need to. But before we do it, we got to talk about something that's very important to a marriage. A nice, comfortable bed. Okay? No, I'm not
that is
joking
true. That is
around,
true.
bro.
That is true.
I got one of these mattresses. This ad is by Casper. I'm going completely off the cuff here. This mattress is absolutely incredible. First of all, it comes in a box. I don't know how the hell they stuffed this thing in here. It comes, the box is like 3 or 4 feet tall, something like that. It's this big. They stuffed the entire mattress inside the box, so it's not like you need to lug it upstairs. I got a tiny ass elevator. I can't fit a queen or king size bed in my elevator in my building. It's a tiny little box. I bring it upstairs. I open it up. The whole thing folds out. Beautiful, comfortable. They obsessively engineer the mattress at a shockingly fair price, okay? They gave me the mattress, I'm not going to lie, because they are sponsoring the show. But that being said, I would still purchase it. It combines supportive memory foam to create an award-winning sleep surface with just the right sink and just the right bounce. Okay, you need the bounce for stroke game. That's very important. I've had the mattresses that are all memory foam,
Right.
and you don't get enough pushback when you're on bottom.
You
know what
letting
I'm talking
girls
about?
ride you?
No, when the girl's riding you, sometimes you want to push back a little bit. You know what I mean? Say
He
again?
had sex 3 times. This guy. You taking
Get
advice from
on the
him?
mic, Wax. You say what?
What?
You don't know how to have sex again.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? So you be laying on your back letting girls ride you?
Hell
What the
yeah.
fuck is that? You lazy as hell.
I'm lazy as hell. I'm 33. I'm not trying to do all this
I'm
fucking. I don't know.
33 too.
Yeah, but it's different. I'm on
What's
television.
the difference?
I'm on TV, bro. It's different. I get to relax. I've accomplished things in my life. I get to lay down, and then girls ride me. You still trying to prove yourself?
So can
okay?
I? No, I don't.
You've been to prison. It's different. When you go to
Hey,
jail,
hey,
you got to
easy,
prove
easy, bro.
yourself. Both of you. You got to be up there fucking
First
stroking.
of all, the
Yeah.
reason Wax will never let a girl ride him is because he fucks fat chicks. Would you let a 300-pound woman ride you?
In a Casper mattress, I would.
Okay.
That's how comfortable Casper mattresses are. You would sink, but then have that nice bounce. If you need to get her off because she's suffocating you, you'd be perfectly good. So with over 20,000 reviews and an average of 4.8 stars, that's out of 5, by the way, it's quickly becoming the internet's favorite mattress, okay? Free shipping and returns to U.S. and Canada. That's free. You don't like that shit, you can return it, all right? Try Casper for 100 nights risk-free in your own home. What I'm telling you right now is if you don't like the mattress, you have 100 nights to send it back, and they're not going to charge you, okay? They're going to pick it up, refund you everything. That's how confident they are in this mattress. Designed and developed and assembled here in the USA, all right? Tracking. Listen to this. This is dead serious. You got to make sure if you want a new mattress and you're going to make and you're going to invest in something for your comfort. Remember, you spent a third of your life asleep. All right, some of you probably more, okay? Make sure you get the right mattress. So you're going to get $50 toward any mattress purchase by visiting www.casper.com/idiots. I believe that that's our promo code. I'm assuming that that's our promo code. So make sure that you do that, all right? Make sure that you get yourself a Casper mattress, and it is mostly comfortable. Okay, now let's talk about the real shit.
Now, Pete, why you and Jack don't fuck with each other no more?
Well, first of all, the way you ended, that was fucked up. You said, now I know why you and Jack don't get it. That's fucked up. Okay?
You ain't here trying to get Pat to get a divorce.
No. First of all, I don't want you having me wrong, okay? That's not what I was trying to do. All I was saying was you never know. One day you're out there all willy-nilly, you know what I'm saying, and you didn't prepare. It happens to people. I've seen it. I've seen people who have a lot of things don't have no access to anything because, you know, they invest into everything. I'm just saying sometimes you should prepare yourself. You never know. You
Gotcha.
just never know. That's all I'm saying. You know? But yeah.
What they got to do with Combat Jack, though?
No, I mean, listen, we had a great time, man, creating. Like I told Andrew, you know what?
Well, Wax said it's over a girl.
No, it's not over.
What happened? No. It wasn't over a girl. Who was it over? Were you guys sharing a guy?
No.
He told me that he wanted an exclusive pair of sneakers and you couldn't get them for him.
Bro, I gave that guy so many connects. What are you talking about?
But he said that there was a really nice pair. It was a K-Swiss. And you were like, I'm the only one.
K-Swiss. Now I know you're.
No, it was a K-Swiss.
Combat Jack with love.
He probably does. Listen, shouts to Combat, bro. Look. At the end of the day, I do want to say this, right? Yeah. You know, keep in mind, and Andrew wanted me to come on that episode. That probably wasn't the most healthiest thing. You guys called me. It was funny, you know. But keep in mind, I really enjoyed the time I had there. I was able to help shape, you know, and be a voice on that show, you know, what it is today. You know, it really, I mean, there's so many podcasts now, but that really, you think about it, One-Ep with Cypher and Roseberg, you had to think of them as the first hip-hop podcast. But when Combat Jack Show came, they really, I mean, what we did was amazing. I was glad to be a part of it. Like, I'm not even trying to be media trained by answering that. I'm just saying I'm being real.
Did you get the last Prodigy interview?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, it's sad. It's sad when you think about that. But I'm like I explained to you before. I'm glad that we were able to talk. It was a Father's Day episode that I did with Noah from Complex, Rob Markman,
on Premium Pete Show.
On Premium Pete Show, yeah.
How'd you get so cool with Prodigy?
Over the years, I'm cool with his publicist and his manager Marvis. I don't know if you're familiar with him. And over the years, you know, just became cool, man. You know, like he, you know, we both went to prison. You know, he had a cookbook. You know, I've hosted a couple of his books, you know, things because you know, I've been away. I've cooked prison food, and I really like seeing someone come home and turn into, you know, like a bad thing into a great thing. You know, like being away is a tough thing, but to be honest with you, there's really a lot of really creative people in jail. I know that may sound crazy, but I mean, I used to send my mother home soaps that were like doves. Like they used to make like a duck out of a soap. You know, like there's creative people.
What's
you know.
the most delicious prison meal?
Ass.
With a side of sperm.
Yo, welcome to Brilliant Idiots,
you are a fucking burnout, bro. You are a fucking burnout.
With a side of sperm.
Bro, let me tell you something. You know how I know you're a sick
That's
fucking...
the dip. That's the dip, bro. You gotta dip the ass in the sperm like some barbecue sauce, bro.
Yo, you know, you're a sick fucking person. But honestly, being away, and Wax could, you know, I mean, maybe he has a different opinion, but just being away, you know, really,
What's the most delicious prison meal, bro? You didn't tell me.
I mean, depends. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we had a lot of food that we brought in. It was never the same, you know what I mean? But, like, we made the best of it. Like, you know, like, we would get packages, so be able to, I mean, I had pasta on Sundays and shit like that.
So, but there was nothing that you made out of the ingredients that were there? Like
absolutely. Like, I used to use Cheez-Its as cheese. You know, there was no cheese, so I used to crumble the Cheez-Its up and put it on top. That was cheese. You know, so, like, there was a lot of things we did, like, especially at Rikers Island. Like, I spent a lot of time on Rikers Island, and, you know, there they have, like, a hot pot, like a 190 hot pot, so you get, like, rice bags. And you know, it's funny because that was the first time I really realized that there's pouches of stuff. Like there was smoked baby clams, was the most expensive thing in there, but there's pouches like tuna fish. I didn't know they come in pouches. Growing up all my life, I always thought they were just cans. Yeah. So they have everything pouches, obviously, because you have cans, you know, you're gonna rip somebody's face open. You know, which was something that happened all the time, you know. But you think about it, like, what the fuck was I even saying? What was I even saying?
What you still haven't told me the meal that was.
Oh, the meal, yeah. You know, just, I mean, just a lot of things. Just really, you know what it was for me when I came home. I started doing it, but I had to stop. I call them concoctions. And what I mean by that is like just making like a mixture of crazy shit. That's what jail food to me was about. Like really mixing, like we used to make like oodles and noodles with rice and smoked baby clams, put the Cheez-Its on top. Yeah. You know, like it was like a mixture of things. You know what I mean? Like that was some of the best meals, you know?
Who was your first Pete?
See, I knew you were going to be a dick. I didn't have no fucking sex. Actually, I'll tell you this one story. There was this, you know what's so funny? You know what sucks about when you're in jail, and I think you're, culturally, people nationally, you know, when you think about like, you know, like say if somebody, say you say you're a Nigerian, then somebody say like, oh shit, there's a Nigerian over there. You know, like maybe they want you to meet each other. Yo, how one day I'm in the fucking, this is when I got out of the cells, I was in a dorm. And this guy goes, hey, there's an Italian kid that's in this dorm, name's Dominique, right? Yo, flaming, Okay, nothing wrong with that. Again, it's 2017. You pick your own, whatever you decide to do with your life. Yeah. But yo, this dude came over out loud as I was sitting there. I was like, "Hey, I heard you're Italian. Come here, give me a hug." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Now, keep in mind, right? I'm at a point where I spent a week observing the jail because that's what I was taught by the right people.
Was Dominique's nipples hard?
No,
that's what
no, they weren't. But no, they weren't. But I had to tell. Listen, Dominique, back the fuck up. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go about your business because here's the thing: people always wonder. Like people love hearing jail stories. People love hearing like criminal stories, crime stories, jail stories. But what they don't understand is people are scared to go to jail. Think that the bid is very. Let me tell you something. You could get through jail if you stay away from any type of drugs, any type of gambling, and any type of like sexual activity. If you stay away from that shit, I swear, if you know how to, you can move through. You could do a bid without any problems. Like some people say, "Damn, how did you do it?" Or "How did this?" They always ask those questions. Like people want to hear stories like that. But no, I didn't have none. But I tell you one thing. I seen like the crazy thing is with sex. I seen people burn other people's beds because they were messing with other guys. Like at night, I just hear somebody screaming, I go get up in the dorm, the fucking bed's on fire. Because they used to have these green in the state. They used to have these green blankets that they went up in a hot second if you put a fucking
maggots.
Yeah,
that's what that was about. That symbolized.
But no. Hey, listen. But listen, jerking off. See, you would love the dick talk. But let me tell you something. I think I jerked. Honestly, I think I jerked off in jail about 50,000 times, maybe more.
How many times with Dominique?
Never with him. But here's the thing. I was in a box for 1 year. And
you were in the box for a
1
whole
year? Yeah, for 1 year. Which I really feel, to be honest with you.
That's isolation?
Isolation, yeah.
So you were isolated for one whole year?
1 whole year, yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, right on this, right in the corner where the sink was. Forget about it. It was like a pie crust in the corner. That shit was humongous, bro.
You didn't use that for a prison meal?
No.
Nice little pie crust?
No, there wasn't no Betty Crocker. You know what I mean? But no.
How'd you end up in the box for a year? What'd you do?
What happened was I was in nonviolent is drugs, possession, intent to sell. It was my second offense, so they had put me away. When I went to a shock program, and I couldn't do the shock at that time, and they kick you out. So when you get kicked out, you disobey the direct order. They give you 30 to 60 days in the box right from there, just for getting kicked out of shock. And then I had gotten into a fight in the box. They had put me in a dorm, so in a double box. So then that was 90 days. And then when I went to go have, and it's crazy because you're only allowed to shave or shower like it was twice a week, but you had to be on the gate. So when I say on the gate, you had to be by the door. But the fucking COs were so fucking, scumbaggish. Like, I would be like right near the door and like, "Oh, you're not on the door. Goodbye." Seeing a couple. And I grew a fucking big beard. You know what I mean? And after a point in time, it's like I feel like they just take the life out of you. Because after the time I was like, when you're like, "You're not on the gate," I was like, "Fuck you. I don't even want to be on the gate." Like, this time I went, like, that's when I really was the lowest part of my life. And I'll be honest with you, if I didn't have a kid, I really would have thought about, and I didn't know how.
What were you in for?
Intent to sell and possession.
How much time did you have?
I had a 1.5 to 3, but I wound up doing the whole almost 3 years. Because I got circulated. I got circulated around. It was a violation of probation, which is bad because parole or probation just like hanging you to get in trouble.
Did you go back to jail after that?
Never went back.
It worked. The system worked.
Yeah. Well, I finished it and I went back to jail to speak to kids and help them out and shit like that. Most definitely.
Don't you think jail needs to be incredibly difficult so not to go back?
I think they need to make jail more rehabilitatory. As opposed to just throwing people away and like giving them point, like there has to be some type of rehabilitation in jail. Like I don't think just the act of being in the cell can rehabilitate you. Well, some people can, some people can't.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind. Like I agree with you because keep in mind what is it actually doing? Like that. Like you think about like what's this guy's name that Jay-Z did? Khalid Browder. Right?
Yeah, Khalid Browder.
You think about there's 100 of them. I could have been him. I felt,
Khalid Browder.
You think about it, it's like, even to this day sometimes, and I know this is the brilliant idiots, it's more comical shit, but I don't want to get so fucking serious, but even to this day, sometimes I wake up and I feel like really depressed, and I don't even know why. And, I just think back to the, times in the box where I was like, I didn't know if it was night or day anymore, and I stopped going outside that 1 hour. Like, there was an hour that you could go out, and I stopped going out because every time I went out, it was all characters. Like, people like in jail, the bad thing about it is people talk that shit, they ain't about that shit. Like, I would go outside, they'd be like, yeah, when I got knocked, I had a Benz and 3 fucking, you got a cigarette? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't even got no money in your commissary, talking all this shit. That's just how it is. So people just
does it
flap.
make you feel better when you think back?
It makes me stronger. It makes me understand that but I really was broken down when I was in there. You know, like meaning like my daughter sent me a letter. Keep in mind, kids don't know shit. You know, oh, Dad, you're the greatest dad. I'm a piece of shit. You know, I'm not even there. I was very emotional at that time. But the jerking off helped. I'll tell you that much.
You wake up depressed now. You think back to Dominique. You feel better about your current situation.
Nah, I don't ever do that. But no, you think about it. You know what the problem is? People go away. People want to live that tough life. Mm-hmm. People want to be hard rock. But are you really ready to spend the time in jail?
Fuck that.
No, but keep in mind, right? People are willing to do that. But what they don't understand is if you go to jail, Wax goes to jail, I go to jail, you go to jail, you bring your family with you. You think that you're naturally doing that bit, but you're not. Because now your wife's got to come fucking see you, and she got to worry about you. Your kid is without you. Your aunt that really loves you is worried about you every night. But people are selfish.
You really got to stop worrying about anything that goes on in the outside world once you get behind those bars, man.
Bro, people were still singing fucking... People thought Chingy was the hottest song right there when I was in there. I was like, bro, this guy's a fucking 3 years behind, bro. Like, you know, you got to think about it.
You know what we need to do? We need to separate people that we think we can rehabilitate and then people who we think are like psychopaths or sociopaths.
I agree.
Because there are certain people who are psychopaths and sociopaths and they don't have the empathy for rehabilitation. So it's a waste of time trying to rehabilitate.
Yeah, if I got drug offenses, don't put me in here with the motherfucker who killed 18
Well, that's
kids.
MO.
So it's like you're trying to teach a chicken how to fly. It ain't gonna fly no matter what, right? So, but there are certain people who you can give skills to. You can teach how to engineer. You can give tech shit to, and all of a sudden they come out of their bid with more skills than they went in. They can get a job, etc. And the cool thing about this tech shit is, like, back in the day, the risk in hiring a felon was, what happens if he, beats up?
Does something wrong.
Or what happens if he does something wrong? This tech shit you could do at home. All you need to do is give one of these guys a computer. They can start doing some programming or whatever.
Bro, the man-ass app would rip in prisons right now.
The what?
The man-ass app.
What's the man-ass app?
The man-ass app is the app that you could make to know who the fuck is gay in the prisons. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, think about how many guys are in the motherfucking prisons right now looking for a young man to fuck. I don't want to have to rape you. You could decrease rapes in prisons just by having the man-ass app. It lets you know who is gay in each jail that you go to.
Bro, you could learn a lot from jail. You know what? You could learn, like, in jail, we do a lot of checks. So say fucking Wax is in jail with me, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden I call home, to people I know. I'm like, yo, you know about this Wax kid? You ever heard of him? You can check his paperwork, make sure he's not a rat, make sure things like that. I feel like in this day and age, social media, people are just like, yo, that's my brother. Nobody does checks on people.
But Pete, can you find out if Wax is fucking, though?
I mean,
how do you find
he could have
out?
been fucking CO. Bro, when I was in Rikers, there was dudes fucking the COs, like girls. You know what I mean? The CO girls used to come into the cells at night and fuck them. I used to just jerk off all the hair in them.
I'm talking about the girls. I'm talking about the guys.
Why would I be interested in that? It's not my fucking cup of tea. You know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about?
Relax. You never seen. I'm just saying, you never seen one guy in jail's nipples coming out through the little Carhartt.
Sure, I did. Sure, I did. In the bathroom, bro.
All right, so you saw them
Friday night, bro.
Did they put the coke in the shower?
He was drilling his ass, bro. Drilling it. Bro, this guy.
Okay, and were they both moaning? How did it go?
Bro, let me tell you something. I walked in. See, here's what I didn't know. On Friday nights, and I think it's Friday night or Saturday. I don't remember. It's been so many years.
Night, right?
No, it's
maggot night.
It's so the guy who runs. This is where I was at. But the guy who runs the joint, he gave them a lot of time to go in there, and it's like, this is back in the day when I guess where they were putting like heroin in underneath stamps. We used to get mail. And these guys were licking heroin off each other's asses. You know what I'm saying? Like people doing anything for heroin. Like it was big. I mean, it probably still is. Fuck.
So what happened? You walk in.
So I didn't know. I was new to the fucking.
You didn't
door.
know it was Flaming Fridays.
I didn't know it was Flaming Fridays after 10. So I walked in to take a leak. This guy had this guy in the sink. I'm talking about he was fucking.
Had him in the sink. Wax, that's your move. That's Wax's move. Hold on.
No, I put just the head in the sink.
That's what Pete
I turned
just
the water
said.
on. Was the water on?
No, the shower was on.
The shower.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with the shower.
What you mean he had him in the sink?
Not in the sink. He had him bent over, and the guy was holding on to the fucking sink.
That's what Wax does.
What he was holding on to was for dear life. That's what he was holding on to. He was holding on to dear
He was
life.
like throwing it back at him.
And he was drilling him, man. And I was like, yo, I'll be honest with you, it took me like fucking 1 year to erase that from my memory, bro. It took me 1 year.
In your memory. When you say
thinking about it
drilling
right now.
When you say drilling, you saw ripples in the butt
No,
cheeks.
all you heard is this. Look, you heard this. And I was like, what the fuck? Yo, he lifted his leg and he looked at me. And he looked at me like a deer. And I was like, oh, shit.
Hold on, who looked at you? The guy that was drilling him?
The guy that was drilling him, man. And he was like, you're next, motherfucker. I was like, oh, shit.
The guy that was getting drilled, he didn't look at you?
Nah, man, he had his head in the sink, bro.
That's what
Hold on, listen, man. Shut up.
Now we know where you learned this shit, bro. Now we know where you learned your moves,
that dude must be listening to the Brilliant Idiots. They listen to that shit in there.
Explain that on
14 years ago,
This is
bro.
14 years ago.
That motherfucker was trying to hide.
Bro.
You know, I just put their head in the goddamn sand.
Bro,
that motherfucker putting his head in the sink. He was trying to hide.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. He looked at me and I was like, kind of like, yo, I backstep out that door and went right back to bed.
So you didn't
bro.
want to get behind him and make a turducken?
What the fuck?
So where you pee at then? I know you had to piss there. Where you pee at?
No. I held in my piss and shit. Let me tell you something.
Listen, y'all could have had a nice little cock centipede if you were
man.
just more accepting.
I know.
You
gotta be more progressive.
Look, this is
bro.
a different
hole's
time
a
and
hole.
day. It's 2017. So again, I'm gonna say like whatever your choice is, that's on to you. But that's not my cup of tea. You understand? I don't fuck with that. You know,
Pat, you think you could write a nice story about that?
Absolutely.
listen,
Let's do it.
you know, but even you think about it, like you know, just being away, like being away from home and being, you know, I was married, you know, and then I got divorced, you know, because shit just got
She
fucked
stayed
up.
with
It
you
didn't
the
work
whole
out.
3 years?
We were already
She
divorced.
found out Pete's head was in the sink.
Yo, I'll tell you one thing. When I came home, bro. Yo, I'll never forget this story, bro. When I came home, we were having a lot of sex. Let me tell you something. Women want to have sex with guys who've been away because they got that glow, and you know, when you come home, it's like amazing where you're just gonna fuck. You know what I mean? Because it's like you just have all that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
New dick. So anyway, we're fucking for like crazy, and then all of a sudden, you know how shit changes up, and then all of a sudden after the next month, no fucking sex.
She didn't want to have sex with
No,
you.
it just stopped. So all of a sudden I
Is it
look
'cause
around.
your dick
This
smelled like
is my wife.
shit?
So all of a sudden I look around and I find a fucking dildo on the side of the bed. It was wrapped in a towel, right? So I was like, oh shit. So I let it go for like, and also like about 2-3 weeks. I'm like, holy shit, we haven't had sex for 3. And I was the kind of guy like, yo, I need sex 2-3 times a day. But when you get married, you understand that maybe if it's a couple times a week, God bless. You know what I mean? You have kids running around, it's hard.
More than enough for me. Once a week.
Well, you got your kid knocking on your door and you're fucking drilling her. It's a little hard. He's like, daddy, like, sure, listen, get away from the door. But anyway, the point I'm making is, finally, I take that dildo and I became MacGyver on it. I'll never forget this. I took out the dildo. I had to find it because it wasn't in the same place as it was before.
Right.
I opened it up. I had that little screw, like that eyeglass fucking, you know, thing. Bro, I opened it up. It had like a green wire, blue wire. I thought it was a part of the bomb squad, bro. I fucking clipped one of them, put the thing back on, put it back in. Yo, that night, she was like, Pete, come here. She's like, want to have sex? I was like, yeah, of course, you know. Bro, realizing that dildo replaced my dick. You understand?
Yeah.
Damn.
Hold on. Also, which one is that? I need to get out to a couple of people.
And it was a crazy dildo too, yo. When I looked at that dildo, I was like, man, I'm up against a lot of competition. It had the pearls in it with the dolphin with the nose that goes on the clitoris, and one of them crazy fucking things. But
Let's pay some bills, man. I want to say thank you again to Annapurna Pictures, Detroit, for supporting this week's episode of Brilliant Idiots. On a summer night, Detroit looks really good, by the way.
Yeah.
On a summer night in 1967, amongst the chaos of the Detroit Rebellion, a group of young people were detained inside the Algers Motel by the Detroit PD. By the end of the night, 3 of them would be dead, innocent lives lost, and an entire city changed forever. Directed by Catherine Bigelow, catch the premiere of Detroit starring John Boyega, Anthony Mackie, and Algie Smith in theaters August 4th. Anthony Mackie, a.k.a. one of the wackest black superheroes of all time.
Which one?
The Falcon.
Falcon, yeah.
Falcon.
Okay.
I actually like him. I
No.
like his character.
His suit sucks in the movie. Tony Stark needs to make Falcon a new suit.
All right, fair enough. But listen, it was created in collaboration with Annapurna Pictures as a companion piece to the movie. Be on the lookout for a new podcast called Rebellion in Detroit coming soon. Set in the same period as the film, this 3-part miniseries on the 1967 Rebellion in Detroit is hosted by actor and Detroit native Courtney B. Vance. Listen along to find out what really happened on those streets of Detroit over that week in 1967 and why. And see the film Detroit in theaters on August 4th.
I've been getting my movies in, man. I've been to the movies the past couple of weekends.
What'd you see?
I saw Spider-Man,
I haven't seen it.
Homecoming.
How
I
was
haven't seen
it?
it yet.
Oh man, it was good. It was good. It's really good. It's a really good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's one of, like, I'm not gonna put it in my top 3 Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But it's a really good movie. You won't be disappointed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the guy playing Spider-Man is dope.
Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, he killed it. He killed it.
What about
Civil War
Apes?
was amazing.
Apes was great.
I saw Apes.
I'm an Apes. Listen, I love the new franchise. Apes was amazing, bro.
Apes was dope.
Apes best movie I've seen all year.
No. I saw Dunkirk. You seen Dunkirk?
I seen Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is legit, bro.
Apes was good though.
Apes was dope.
Apes was good. I'm gonna tell you something about Apes.
Goofy at the comedic ape.
The one they said was D-Ray.
No, the one they said was D-Ray. Yeah.
Listen, this is the thing about Apes, right? And listen, everybody always and you can see the racial symbolism, whatever. But for all the fake conscious people online who like to say the stereotypes between monkeys and black people and apes is disrespectful, you do know the apes win, right? like I'm like, y'all clearly haven't seen the movie. Like, you do know the apes win. Like they
apes
win.
Are the smarter ones.
They're the smarter ones. Like,
that are better.
They win.
To be the apes. Yeah.
And they win because of man's ego, and they win because of God, nature.
Well,
I don't want to give it away for you, but whatever.
There was mad biblical symbolism in that.
Absolutely.
Like tons of like the Moses thing.
Listen,
Here they are trekking through the desert.
We saw it. I can talk to you about it. I love the end part because I keep saying, all it takes is something bigger than us.
Yo, I don't want to give away. I'm not going to give away, but we'll talk afterward. Like, there is direct Jesus story symbolism in this thing.
And all it takes is something bigger than us for all of us to realize we're just humans. At the end of the day, we're all just one. We all came here the same way, and we all gonna leave the same motherfucking way. Period.
Absolutely.
And maybe some of us will survive, and some of us won't. Because them apes goddamn survive.
Oh, I'm surviving, bro. Right. I'm surviving that shit.
And I saw a girls trip this weekend.
Yo, everybody's talking about this girls trip. I could not be less interested in a movie. What is so good?
I mean, that's because you're misogynistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Piece of shit.
I know. Listen, girls trip is good though. It's fun because it's just fun. But I'm going to tell y'all something, fellas. I want to give y'all a warning. Do not go see Girls Trip if you have cheated on your wife in the past year, the past 5 years, the past 10 years. Whatever wounds that you think have healed will be reopened by this movie.
I saw you tweeting about that. Why?
The same way Lemonade bought all of these feelings out of women, Girls Trip will do the same exact thing.
They go on the trip because they all got cheated on?
No, one character, Regina Hall's character, is married to Mike Coulter, and they, and you know, in person they got this really great relationship. It's all beautiful, lovey-dovey, but then Mike Coulter's fucking an Instagram model.
Hot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what makes a relationship so dope. He's getting what he needs on the side so he can be a great husband.
Well, I'm not going to tell you the movie, but I will say that's how she kind of felt.
Like, if you're 100% happy, you getting
She was doing it for other reasons, though. She was doing it for money because they were both stars. So they both was about to get a huge payday to do like this talk show together.
Who was?
Regina character and her husband.
Oh, so she wasn't even with him for genuine reasons.
She really did love him. She really did love him. Really did care about him, but he was a fucking ex-football player.
Okay, let's just ask this question because this is a good question. Let's say you're a girl in a relationship. You're 100% happy in a relationship. You're getting everything you need out of a relationship. You love this man. You think that he loves you. You feel that he loves you. You're 100% happy. He's cheating. You don't know about it. You find out. Nothing changes in your relationship. Can you forgive that? You're happy.
Of course you're going to forgive that.
Definitely.
Why not forgive it?
But it depends how many times. Now, I don't want to give the movie away. He's
a serial offender.
Yeah, and he went above. Like in certain things, it's just not. You're not gonna forgive.
But
you're a fool to ask your woman to forgive him.
In the relationship, if you're a girl and you're happy in the relationship,
but men can't violate. Like you can't have babies by other chicks.
Oh, that's crazy.
You can't get STDs and give them to the. I guess
that's crazy.
There's certain things that as a man you can't do. Once you jump out the window, then it's a wrap.
Yeah, no,
all bets are off.
Look, there's certain things you can't do because it's just disrespectful.
Yes.
But if going on the side and getting whatever you get in your fix, you're like a functioning alcoholic. Let's just look at it like that. Let's say these dudes are functioning alcoholics. They get their little pussy on the side, but they're great family men. They're great, husbands. They're great companions.
You're John F. Kennedy. You're Bill Clinton. You're Martin Luther King Jr.
You're Latino.
Like what?
Robert De Niro.
You know what I mean? Like they stay with their wives, bro. They stay with the family. They believe in the family. They love their kids. They support that family.
I'm faithful though because the reason I'm faithful is because I realize my energy is just better. My life is just better when I'm not fucking with other chicks. Like it just is. I'm dead serious. And I'm comparing it from a guy who kept his dick in the dirt. I'm telling you how much better my life is now. Like
I'm faithful because Usher gave everybody herpes. That's why.
That's one reason.
That's a big reason.
Listen, I laid in my bed last night in the fetal position with major anxiety
Why?
Bye.
Because my life is so good. Like, yeah, you don't understand what I'm saying. I did something yesterday that 2 months ago I said I was going to do. I said I was going to do it. I was like, yeah, I want to get into this. Then I was having a conversation with Kevin Hart about it, and he was telling me about it. I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to pursue that. So I wrote it down like I always do, and I did it. Like I'm literally in there yesterday. Like, holy shit, this is crazy.
What was it?
I can't say right now.
Why not?
I can't say.
Let me ask you.
You
You have had, over the past couple of years, you definitely have had a lot of success.
Yes.
Have you been able to celebrate any of those moments?
Absolutely. I can enjoy the moments with, and that's the beauty thing.
How do you celebrate?
When I go on vacation, or like, sometimes you're just at home sitting on the deck, you know what I mean, smoking a cigar, and you look around like, Jesus Christ, like, life is good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I literally was in the fetal position yesterday because I'm like, holy shit, like everything I say I'm gonna do, I fucking do.
Yeah.
So you put that on the fact that I peed on myself yesterday. I was really in like a little mood, and it was just simply because of, do I deserve
Imposter
everything
syndrome
that I'm getting? Yeah, it's the craziest shit in the world. That's why for me, that's why I was bigging up Girls Trip because I like seeing people who have really been through some shit prosper. Like if you've ever heard Tiffany Haddish's story, you know she been through some shit, like some shit. So it's just like I look at her and I'm like, yes, go. Some people deserve it. You know what I mean? And like I don't know if I'm always the type of saying people deserve things way more than me because they always say if you take your problems, put them in a wheelbarrow and compare them to somebody else's, you'll snatch yours back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like to see people who really been through some shit prosper and succeed because in a crazy way it makes me feel better about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Makes a lot of sense.
I wish you could just tell us what the fuck it is that you did yesterday.
I can't. I signed the NDA and I'm not fucking that up for y'all.
All right, I don't want you to fuck up. Dude, I had the worst day yesterday.
Why?
It was like one thing after another, bro. It was like comical by the end of the day. I woke up, I got some bad news about something. We are working out another thing that we can't talk about just yet, so that was on pause. I go to my apartment, the fucking plumbing thing is messed up. I still haven't moved into my new apartment that's renovating. Another thing is messed up in my apartment, the lighting fixtures. Another thing is going to take an extra week to get this done. It was like one thing after another. And I go to physical therapy to my ankle, which just won't get better. And I'm on the subway, and the subway goes, and I swear to God, I'm waiting for the door to open, and the door that I'm waiting in front of just doesn't open. I was like, what the fuck is happening, dude? Like,
if I would have been there, I'd have thought about that door opening. It would have opened.
I guess so.
That's just the way
You
my
were
life
pissed
is.
on it.
I was
probably.
like, this door probably ain't going to open. That shit stayed right the fuck closed.
Charmaine would have pissed on that fucking door.
I'm serious. I'd have been like, yo, open door, and the door would have opened.
It's like, come on, bro. But I had that thing, and I was like, no, listen, I got it pretty good. And sometimes I guess you need to remind.
Let me tell you something. You guys, everybody goes through shit. But what you got to realize is that you're blessed. You're blessed to be going through something. There's always somebody, I know it sounds so cliche, but there's always somebody out there going through worse.
Absolutely. But it makes you, I'm telling you, man, one day I'll be able to really, really explain it. I think I'm just going to explain it in my new book. But that's just really, like when the blessings come the way they come, and like you're getting big ass checks, and you like, for what? Like, it's almost like a sense of guilt because you realize how the world works. The world really is designed for the rich to continue to get fucking rich.
Yeah, but you can't say for what. I'm gonna explain to you why. We're in Barnes and Nobles in Philadelphia. I pull up on Charlamagne, want to support him. I live close to the area now, and there's a line 3 floors deep, maybe 300-400 people, and I'm behind him, and I say, Charlamagne, who would have ever thought? And he says, me. So when you say something like that, you're worthy of it. Don't ever think you're not worthy of it because you know what I'm saying? Like I use terminology like that because who the fuck would ever thought? Like meaning like not saying that you're not worthy of it, but like wow. But you said me. That was your exact direct response.
I've always put it like this. I thought about everything up to that point in my life.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be successful in some way, shape, or form. I just didn't know how that success would make me feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's very scary when you do realize how much your thoughts become things. I can go look at old notepads from 2014 and things that I wrote down that I wanted to do. I scratched off verbatim. That's scary because you really understand the power of your mind, and then it drives you crazy when you're thinking about stupid shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you're like, I always say the things that you want to happen in your life, you should constantly think about. The things you don't want to happen, don't think about at all. So I'm always trying to push that negative shit out because I don't know how strong my brain is.
Hell yeah.
Like, You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm here, dude. Like, it's crazy that I'm here, right? Like, I reached out to you on Twitter because I loved your work and the podcast, and like, I walked through the door and I'm here. So yeah,
with hard nipples.
With hard nipples too.
Yeah.
You know?
And a great idea.
You know, one thing I do want to say to you too is you said something years ago that stuck with me. I don't know if I ever told you. And I think it's great to tell people. You said something about like always work with the people. Always have the people love you, even in radio or a podcast or any audience. Like if the audience love you, that's all that matters. If the people listening, that's all that matters. You said that years ago to me, or I think maybe when we did an episode with Combat years ago. But it's funny because when I look back, I like that. It's so true. And you think about the people, like that day in Philadelphia, it was white people, white girls, white guys, black guys, Chinese guys, Spanish, everyone coming up to you, even young black kids that were like, yo, you're an inspiration to me. Like saying, thank you for dropping all these gems and jewels on us. And, maybe you're not telling people that, but I heard that, I've seen that with my own eyes. And, I look at something like that, and even like with my situation, moving on with Combat, I've always took time for the audience and the people that fuck with me whenever we traveled or wherever we went. And to this day, I still have those people that believe in me. You know what I'm saying? And I think because that's what matters. You said something about the audience. I don't know how you said it.
It's either going to be of the people or of the industry.
Yeah.
And if you're of the people, then you're always going to have an audience.
There you go.
Because the
That's
people
what you
will
said.
always fuck with you. You know what I mean? When you're of the industry, then you'll cater to them. And you kind of tend to lose people because you're not being real with the people no more. And sadly, I'm real with the people at all times.
Why is that sad?
Because some of these motherfuckers is out here faking and winning, and people can't tell the difference any goddamn way.
We spoke about that
Budden?
before.
No.
Why is he? He's not faking and winning.
Nah, I fuck with Joe.
Hey, listen, I think he's doing a great job over there.
Nah, I just haven't thrown a shot at him in a couple weeks.
There you go. There's one.
I just want to keep it
You gotta
going. I just
keep
want to
it
keep it going. That's all. That's want to keep it going.
Hey, listen, I seen that episode you had with him, and oh my God, it was like a lawyer versus a lawyer.
I fuck with Joe. I fuck with Joe a lot. All right, that's my wife, and I want to talk to Pat because Pat has a really good idea. Pete, tell him where to find you.
Premium Pete. You could check out the Premium Pete show. Yeah, man, we got the food site. Me and Bum B, you got to eat this. I mean, look, Premium Pete on Instagram, Premium Pete on Twitter.
Absolutely.
That's so fucking brash, real quick. Fuck Andrew, fuck Charlamagne, fuck Pat, fuck Andrew's brother.
Poor Pat.
No, but anyway, look, thanks for having me. Episode was fucking, you guys are all over
Finally,
the place.
we made it happen, Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. If you listen to this podcast and you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.